And Sports Minister Mthethwa was part of a march this morning to raise awareness about gender-based violence. The group started at Church Square and fittingly ended at the Women's Living Heritage Museum. Our reporter Hloni Mtimkulu is there. Let's cross to her now. Hloni, thanks so much for joining us. Tell me how the march went and what the minister had to say.
As we have been working.
Morning, Annika. So I think the march went pretty well. There was a small crowd that gathered at Church Square and that went through the streets to get to the Women's Heritage Museum. The minister is behind us now giving his address, and some of the things he's spoken about is that we need to do better in terms of how we raise our boy children, given what has happened and what does happen in South Africa. And joining me now to talk about that is former Orlando Pirates defender, I should say, but now he is with a men's initiative called Go Lekane that does work in that space of trying to have conversations between boys and men and just to see how that goes. So first of all, thank you so much for joining us. We know you in other capacities in football, but just tell us why you are involved with Go Lekane and the work that you do.
Thanks for having me. As you just mentioned, I'm a Go Lekane ambassador, and what we doing, we try to educate men and young boys about GBV and GBV and femicide, because this is a pandemic that is into most especially the male department. You know, every male now using all this masculinity to abuse, to kill, to rape women. Women and children are under duress. So that's what we try to educate and change the mindset, you know, of a man. Because men are very toxic, and we don't know why. Because they don't talk, they just act, you know, and they're bitter.
Because they've been raised in a particular way.
Men, women and children are vulnerable in this country, and nobody's assisting, nobody's helping them. Whether they blow the whistle, they open cases, people don't get arrested. I think also our justice system is letting everybody down. You understand? Because we also are men. We're trying our best to blow the whistle, to report cases, but people are still lingering in the street.
In most cases,
and we don't have that power to do anything, because we're solely depending on our justice system or the policing.
People they know.
Just to interrupt you, but what are some of the conversations you are having with the men and the boys that you work with?
Normally we
approach in the fight against gender-based violence
to value themselves, so that they can able to value their loved ones. Because women don't value women. You know, they just think of themselves. They just want to be bossy. They just want to be controlling and be the boss. You understand? And we also try to talk to them about role modeling. You know,
our wellness intervention
if you role model yourself well, everything will
has to do
you are the head
with the mental health.
And once your head is right, it's positive, the body will follow suit.
Has to do
but I'm not saying men.
All right, thanks so much. That was reporter Hloni Mtimkulu, who's on a GBV march, and listening to Sports and Arts and Culture Minister Mthethwa saying there that we need better male role models for our young men.